All right, joining us right now from Palm City down in Florida, Dan Bongino, former New York City police officer, former Secret Service agent. He's got the Dan Bongino Show and the author of the upcoming book, Spygate. Good morning.
Good morning.
Dan.
Good to be here.
Hey.
Gosh, I'm up in New York, my old hometown.
That's right. Good to have you. So, all eyes on Washington, D.C. Is there going to be a hearing on Monday? Mr. Kavanaugh says he's ready to come, but Dr. Ford's attorney said yesterday Monday is out of the question. And then she has put out a number of requirements or negotiating points where they would like to see security, certain things met if she's going to show up.
Listen, I think it's obvious these are serious charges that need to be taken seriously, and I actually appreciate what Senator Grassley's been doing to take them seriously. The problem I have with this, Steve, is when you look at what the obstacles they're putting in the way to Ms. Ford's testimony, it becomes clear this now is an obstruction tactic. And there are two things. Number one, this new demand that Mr. Kavanaugh, Judge Kavanaugh, go first is absurd. How is he supposed to count? He's being accused of a very serious thing here. This isn't a joke. How is he going to go first? He has to hear what the charges are. This is a demand that is clearly not workable, and it's being put there because I think they know nobody will agree to that.
So they'll
that's
say,
a stunt?
no, we can't do it, and then she'll say, well, then
exactly.
I'm not coming.
And look, I tried. No, you didn't try. Judge Kavanaugh cannot possibly go first. He's being accused. Secondly, although they've backed away from this, the FBI demand for an investigation is outrageous. I did backgrounds with the Secret Service for the federal government. I did them. No one's going to tell me how they work. They are not. I cannot be clearer on this. And the Democrats know this. They are not criminal backgrounds. They are criminal history backgrounds. There's a difference. In other words, it's a character background. I want to make sure, Ed, if you were applying to be a Secret Service agent or a judge, you haven't been arrested. So we know what your character is. I do not do criminal investigations. If your neighbor says, hey, Ed did this when he was 16, it may have been criminal, the best the Secret Service or the FBI will do is refer it to the local police.
Meaning the FBI is not going to go to Chevy Chase, Maryland and interview suspects.
Absolutely not. 100% no. But here's what bothers me. The Senate Democrats know that, and that's the reason they said we demand an FBI criminal investigation on this, knowing they'll never do it.
So what is happening locally? Is there an investigation going on where this allegedly took place?
Ainsley, from a former criminal investigator's perspective, there's really not much to investigate here. We have a charge that's missing details. Again, this is very serious. I'm not trying to downplay the gravity of Ms. Ford's charges. The problem with it is there are no details. What are you going to investigate? We don't have a location. We have two people who were there who deny knowing anything about it at all.
Right.
What is there to investigate? There's nothing to do.
What do you think about her trying to dictate and her legal team trying to dictate the terms and saying lawyers can't ask me questions? I mean, the Senate Judiciary Committee, if they bring anybody in, they would typically have their counsels do this. Also, Kavanaugh cannot be in the room at the same time as Dr. Ford, she claims. And Kavanaugh, as you noted earlier, should be questioned first. First of all, he can't be in the room. Shouldn't he be allowed to be in the room to hear what she has to say?
Well, one of the basic tenets of the constitutional republic is the ability to confront your accuser, however. Listen, everybody at the curvy couch here, granted, it's uncomfortable to have to do that. But that's the essence of a constitutional republic in a society where we presume people innocent. You have the ability to confront your accuser. Nobody is denying that's not going to create an uncomfortable situation. But you can't have a society where they keep saying everybody has the right to be believed. Okay, granted, but does that mean that the accused doesn't have the right to defend themselves too?
Sure.
That seems utterly absurd.
Well, the President of the United States has made it very clear over the last week that he would like to hear her story. He was out in Las Vegas yesterday, and he clearly would like to see Mr. Kavanaugh confirmed. Watch.
I think it's a very sad situation. He's an outstanding person. And frankly, Sean, to see what's going on is just very, very sad. You say, why didn't somebody call the FBI 36 years ago? I mean, you could also say, when did this all happen? What's going on? To take a man like this and besmirch. Now, with that being said, let her have her say, and let's see how it all works out. But I don't think you can delay it any longer. They've delayed it a week already. And
you've been very accommodating.
I have been accommodating. I say, let her say what she has to say, and let's see how it all comes out. But they've delayed it a week, and they have to get on with it.
Get on with it. Politico has a timeline of all of the course of events, and it's very clear. She wrote a letter to Dianne Feinstein. She got it Feinstein got it at the end of July. Then early in August, Ford realized, you know what, he's probably going to be confirmed. I want to stay quiet. I don't want my name to come out. But then Feinstein, at the 11th hour, shared her letter, parts of it, a redacted version, with Democrats. And next thing you know, her name is leaked out, and now here she is.
Steve, they've had this information since July. And I've got to tell you, having been in the conservative activist space for a long time, I have not seen conservatives fired up about an issue since Obamacare as they are about this. I would caution the majority leader and Senator Grassley. I wasn't elected. I lost my election. They won. But delaying this thing any further is not going to go over well with the base. They feel like this was a stall tactic. The Democrats had this information. These were serious charges. They should have been presented right away. They were made public and leaked by the Democrats. The Republicans still have not seen the initial letter. This is grossly unfair, and Mr. Kavanaugh is entitled to defend himself. I think if they delay this thing after Monday, it's going to be a disaster.
Doesn't that blow your mind that Republicans haven't seen the letter? What is there? They are asking for the unredacted version. Why wouldn't they hand that over? We already know her name.
Ainsley,
we already know her claims.
It is the simplest of requests. Can we please just see the letter so that we can
What's
put together
in the letter
something?
that they don't want Republicans to see?
That's the great mystery. Senator Feinstein, unfortunately, has a history of doing some of these underhanded tactics, and they had the letter for a long time. Right. And she's already spoken to the Washington Post, too.
Well, and according to Politico, she hasn't even shown the Democrats who wanted to see it. So there's something aside from her name in there that it appears she does not want.
Well, this is why I'm telling you they're creating a bunch of insurmountable obstacles so that they delay this interminably. Senator Hirono has already admitted there's a delay tactic here. They'll keep the seat open for 2 years.
Senator Hirono said they might wait beyond 2020,
which is crazy.
The Sheldon Whitehouse, by the way, the Democratic senator from Rhode Island, is saying, look, even if Kavanaugh gets through, Democrats are going to investigate him, may even try to impeach him. Watch.
Even if they were to ram this guy through, as soon as Democrats get gavels, we're going to want to get to the bottom of this. You can't ignore a crime victim's claim that something happened, refuse to investigate, throw her up into the stand without the least bit of support for her, without the least bit of effort to corroborate what she says, and then walk away from that as if you've behaved at all properly.
Well, we can talk about them, Democrats wanting to investigate this beyond the election, but also when he says a crime victim, it's not clear there was a crime here.
There was no crime ever reported. It's almost as if the Democrats forgot that there's these things called police departments. Now, I don't believe there's a statute of limitations on felony sex crimes in Maryland where this is alleged to have happened. But why? Think about it then. Why hasn't a police report been filed? These are serious questions. These are serious charges. There's a police department available to do this now. But you asked me how long would the investigation take if they did one? A day or two. There's nothing to do. There's no forensic evidence at the scene. There's not even a scene. There's a couple of interviews to be held. Both people who were there deny it even happened.
Nobody knows what house it was.
No, and then you see people like Joy Behar throwing out nonsense stuff like, oh, he should take a lie detector. There's no such thing as a lie detector. There's a polygraph. Nothing detects lies. You want him to take a polygraph test for what? He doesn't even. He says he wasn't even at the party.
And if there was a crime, why didn't Senator Feinstein give this letter in July? If she wanted to keep the name confidential, give it to the FBI and/or the police and say maybe this should be investigated.
Listen,
keep her
at this
confidential.
point, there's only three scenarios. It happened, but it wasn't Kavanaugh. It happened, and it was Kavanaugh, or it didn't happen at all. It's only one of those three things. And the man is entitled to defend himself. And if this didn't happen, you have to ask yourself, how many lives are they going to destroy for this? This is really unbelievable.
Well, he says he would be there on Monday, but her attorney says that's too soon. So let's find out what happens today, because every day, something new.
Sure is.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.